Okay, so let's talk about something super important for those of us with planted tanks or who are thinking about them. I mean, who hasn't stared at their tank wondering what is going on here? It's called nitrogen deficiency. And um, it's not as dramatic as it sounds, but it's something you really want to pay attention to. So, plants, just like us, need nutrients to stay healthy. And nitrogen, it's a big one. It's like a major building block. It helps them make chlorophyll, that green stuff that lets them eat the light, photosynthesis. Without enough of it, they can't really do that whole light to food thing efficiently. Plus, nitrogen's super important for making proteins and DNA, basically how cells grow and develop. So, yeah, pretty fundamental. And here's a little secret. While there's a ton of nitrogen in the air, our aquatic plants can't just breathe it in. Nope, they need it in specific forms, mostly nitrate, ammonium, and sometimes urea. And get this, some plants actually prefer ammonium or a mix of both. They have their preferences. If they get nitrate, they have to work extra hard to turn it into ammonium. So if you can give them ammonium directly, it's like giving them a little energy boost. More energy for growing, less for converting. Now, how do you know if your plants are telling you they need more nitrogen? Well, ever seen this in your tank? There are some signs. Yellowing leaves, chlorosis. This is a classic. You'll usually see it start with the older leaves at the bottom of the plant because nitrogen is a mobile nutrient. Think of it like the plant is really trying to take nitrogen from the older leaves to help the newer ones. So those bottom ones, they're the first to show it. They might even get a little pale or kind of translucent as it gets worse. Stunted growth. New leaves are smaller and the whole plant just isn't growing as fast as it should. Pale or yellowish green. Instead of that lush green, your plants might just look a little off. Reduced or sparse foliage. Your plants might start looking a little thin, less bushy than they used to be. Reddish new growth. Sometimes the tips of the newest growth can get this reddish hue or even a pink tint. It's like chlorophyll production just isn't quite right, and those underlying red pigments get to shine through. Premature leaf drop. Those older leaves, they might just yellow, get all translucent, and then poof, fall off. Increased algae growth. This is a surprising one, but a lack of nitrogen can actually lead to things like green filamentous algae, fuzz algae, or hair algae. It's often a sign that things are just a little out of whack. And the algae, well, they can totally outcompete struggling plants. It's like the plants are weakened, and the algae just swoop in. So healthy plants are your best defense against algae. Now, a quick heads up, a lot of deficiencies can look similar, so it's good to know the difference. Phosphorus. Leaves might turn unnaturally dark green or even purplish red, and growth is stunted. Potassium. You'll see browning or yellowing specifically along the edges of the leaves, almost like a burn. Stems might be weak. Iron. This one usually hits the younger leaves first, making them yellow while the older ones stay green. The veins often stay dark. Magnesium. Similar to iron, but it's the older leaves that show yellowing between the veins while the veins stay green. And it's really helpful to understand the nitrogen cycle. So it starts with ammonia, NH3, NH4+. That comes from fish waste, uneaten food decaying. And ammonia, it's super toxic to fish. You really want that at 0 ppm. Then these good bacteria called Nitrosomonas take that ammonia and turn it into nitrite, NO2, also pretty nasty for fish. Then another group of those good bacteria, Nitrobacter, convert nitrite into nitrate, NO3. And nitrate, that's the good stuff. It's the least toxic, and it's the primary form of nitrogen that our beautiful aquatic plants can actually absorb. They're like little natural filters, really. And in a super planted tank, those nitrates can get used up really fast. It's like they're doing all the work for you. So why does this happen? What causes nitrogen deficiency? Not enough fertilizer. If you're not adjusting how much fertilizer you're giving them as they grow, they might just run out. Plants get hungrier as they get bigger, right? Low bioload. If you don't have a lot of fish or shrimp, there might not be enough waste to get that nitrogen cycle really going and produce enough nitrates for the plants. It's like not enough natural input. Too many water changes. If you're doing really frequent or big water changes, especially if you don't have a lot of fish, you can just be removing those nitrates before the plants even have a chance to use them. Fast-growing plants. If you have a heavily planted tank with lots of hungry, fast-growing plants, they can just deplete those nitrogen levels faster than they can naturally replenish. It's like, boom, gone. The demand just outstrips the supply. Okay, so what's the fix? How do we handle it? Boost nitrogen-rich fertilizer. Use a complete liquid fertilizer or a specific supplement if nitrogen's the sole issue. Some have both nitrate for a slow release and ammonium for a quicker effect. Think of it like a balanced meal for your plants. For heavily planted tanks, you might aim for 25-50 ppm of nitrate. Adjust water change habits. If there's a low bioload, try fewer or smaller water changes. Let those nitrates build up a bit. You're giving the plants more time to soak it up. Increase bioload. Adding more fish or shrimp can naturally increase ammonia production, which then converts to nitrate. Always ensure the filter can handle it. Don't overdo it because, we don't want to stress out our fish. Root tabs. For plants that feed from their roots, like cryptocorynes or sword plants, root tabs are great. They deliver nitrogen directly to the plant's needs, right there in the substrate. Use them with liquid fertilizers, particularly if plants absorb nutrients through their leaves too. It's like a little snack directly to their roots. Monitor nitrate levels. Get a test kit. Check those nitrate levels often. Aim for 10-25 ppm, maybe even 20-50 ppm for heavily planted tanks. Regular testing helps understand what the tank needs and prevents levels from getting too low or high, which can cause more algae. It's like checking in with your plants, And remember these important points. CO2 first always. Before you assume nutrient deficiencies, consider CO2. Many symptoms like yellowing leaves or slow growth can also be due to low CO2. If injecting CO2, check the drop checker. Aim for around 20-30 microRL. If not using CO2 injection, make sure there's good surface agitation in the water. It's like the air for your plants. Melting versus deficiency. Newly added plants, especially those grown outside water, might melt. Their leaves may yellow or become translucent, but it's usually temporary as they adjust, not a real deficiency. They're just getting used to their new home. Patience, patience, patience. It can seriously take 2 to 3 weeks to see a difference in your plants after adjusting things. So just wait. Don't rush it. Good things take time, right? Now, while we're talking about not enough nitrogen, it's also important to know about too much nitrogen because, balance is key. It's like when I forget to drink enough water, you just feel off. And here's a little myth to bust. Some folks think if you starve the algae, you starve your plants. But actually, healthy plants are your best algae fighters. When your plants are strong, they outcompete the algae for nutrients. So don't be afraid to feed your plants. Too much nitrogen, especially high nitrates, can lead to a few issues. The biggest one? Algae blooms. Nitrates are like fertilizer for algae, so if you have too much, they'll just take over. High ammonium can also cause algae to go wild. High nitrates can also be bad for your fish. Freshwater fish can usually handle up to 40-50 ppm, but too much can make them stressed, fade their colors, or develop split fins. Saltwater fish are more sensitive, so try to keep it below 20 ppm for them. And for corals, you want nitrates super low, ideally under 5 ppm. Too much can make them lose their color and health. It's a delicate dance. So if your nitrates are too high, here's what you can do. Don't overfeed your fish. Uneaten food turns into nitrates. Don't overstock your tank. More fish, more waste. Provide good habitats for bacteria. Those good bacteria that break down ammonia and nitrite, they need friends that can break down nitrates too, like in live rock or special filter media. Clean out dead stuff. Remove decaying plants and deceased fish right away. Pro tip, always test your tap water. Sometimes your source water already has nitrates and you don't even know it. Do routine water changes. This is a big one. 10-20% every 2 weeks is a good starting point. Add more plants. They're natural nitrate consumers. Use a protein skimmer, mostly for salt water. A healthy planted tank is all about finding that balance. It's a journey, not a destination, and every little step makes your tank more beautiful. By understanding nitrogen, the cycle, and what those plants are trying to tell you, you are on your way to having a lush aquatic oasis. You got this. If this helped you out, give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips on keeping your aquatic world amazing.